Repetition is a key component when you're making music. Most Western music is made out of repeating different sections and linking these sections together. But as a rule of thumb, every single time you repeat a section, you want to change something. Even if it's just a little detail, you want to add or take away something or make something a little different. Even if apparently it's the same thing, those tiny details keep your brain active, and your brain is very smart actually. So if you're listening to the exact same thing, your brain goes like, oh, I already heard that, and then you lose people's attention. So you want to keep them engaged by changing little things, and that way you can trick people's brains into thinking that it's something different when it's actually pretty much the same thing. So I'm gonna show you how I do that with this track that I'm working on without actually changing any musical content. Now, I'm going to repeat the exact same thing, but pay attention to the drums. I'm taking away part of the instruments of the drum kit, and that makes it sound a little bit different. That little section, like those couple bars where the hi-hat is taken away, that makes your brain go like, oh wait, there's something different, and that makes you keep paying attention to the track. And then right after, I'm introducing a filter to take away the high end. So now let's listen to both sections together. And then we have a new musical idea. And this is literally just as simple as going into your drum beat and taking away part of the hi-hat. I simply selected that bar of hi-hat hits and deleted it. And you can go and do that, and that's something that I did quite a bit in this track. In some parts, like here I took away the kick drum. And that gives you that little moment of suspense where you are wondering what happened with the kick drum, and then it comes back. It's little details like that that keep the listeners engaged. So now let's listen to section B. So you might be able to tell that that section comes back here. How did I make it different? Well, here I'm not taking anything away, but I'm adding something. This track right here, it's a string section. Let's listen to that. It's very subtle, it's in the left side of the stereo field. Well, it's not actually all the way to the left. It's on, yeah, it's 50% to the left. But that little detail makes it different from the first time we heard that same section pretty much. And it's not really a new musical idea, or I didn't have to write anything. I literally took these chords that the piano is playing, and I put those into the string section, and I just took away the way they're playing it. It's not arpeggiated anymore, it's just block chords. And I also changed a little bit of the voice leading so that not all of the voices are coming in and out at the same time. Also, another thing that I'm doing to keep things a little different is I'm using two different pianos. For the first section, I'm using Keystone, and it sounds like this. And for section B, I'm using Lab's piano, and it sounds like this. So after section B, we go back to section 1. And this time I'm adding this little hi-hat loop on the left side. Let's listen to that. And here's without the hi-hat loop. As you can see, it's a very subtle effect, but it sounds a little different. So again, it's all about keeping the listener engaged. And then I am automating another filter, and it sounds like this. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So this time, instead of taking away the high end, I'm taking away the low end. And that makes the whole mix sound a lot more thin and small. And then I'm gradually bringing back all that low end. In that little part, I automated a pitch shift. It's right here. And I'm using Waves Sound Shifter to do that. The percussion comes back. And as you can see, I am using that pitch shift at the end of every A section. And for the last repetition of section A, I'm using a Juno synthesizer. Once again, I'm trying to introduce new timbres and new textures. It's the same chords. I'm not writing anything new. I'm not writing any counterpoint or anything. It's exactly the same harmony that the piano is playing. It's just a new texture that's underneath the whole mix, and it makes it sound a little different, and it makes your brain look for what's that new sound that it's being introduced. And towards the end, I'm using the loop of the hi-hat on the left side again. So that means that at the end we have everything together, and it's at its biggest. It's pretty much the climax of the whole track. And that's it. Those are the tricks that I'm using on this track specifically. But it's a really cool technique to make your repetitions sound different. It's a very sneaky way, really, to use production techniques to make a whole track out of a very simple, very small musical idea. As you can see, I'm making new different sections out of the same musical content just by taking away stuff from the drums or introducing more percussion. It's a very creative process, actually, even though you're not making any more music, you're doing specifically production work to complete your track. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. And that's it. I'll see you next week.